Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music Reaction channel. We're going to explore more of Aurora today, our beautiful friend from Norway, my kindred spirit. Exploring her music, different facets of her, and just loving it. Today I want to check out Aurora's song, The Sea. Today's shout out goes to someone. So thank you, someone, for that suggestion. And yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Here we go. Aurora, The Seed. Are you ready? I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what this song is about. I like listening to these songs, not knowing much beforehand, which allows for one, to me, fresh eyes and ears. Also, it allows for my interpretation of a song, which I think is beautiful when we're on these musical rides listening. We can share what these songs mean to us before we then explore, what the songwriter meant or what it means to other people. So if I say something that is not accurate or, my own interpretation, it may not be exactly what Aurora meant by it. That I will learn through you guys in the comments and as I explore more of her music. Because it's a journey, right? Learning these artists as they develop and as they write songs. It's pretty fun. Here, let's check it out. When the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, the last river poisoned, only then will we realize we cannot eat money.
Just like the sea, I don't know where to go. Through dirt and shadow I grow. I'm reaching light through the struggle. Just like the sea, I'm chasing the wonder. I unravel myself, all in slow motion. You cannot eat money or no. You cannot eat money or no. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money or no. You cannot eat money or no. You cannot eat money or no. And the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poison. You cannot eat money or no. Oh no. Suffocate me so my tears can be rain. I will water the ground where I stand so the flowers can grow back again. Cause just like the sea, everything wants to land. We are burning our fingers, but we learn and forget.
Wow. Dude. Oh my goodness. Where do I begin? This is incredible. This woman is incredible. I don't even know where to start, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My brain is like on overdrive, and I'm like, okay, how am I going to say that without being misunderstood? And how am I going to say this and say that? So many profound aspects. The message of the song is very straightforward, I would say, right? The quote in the beginning, when the last tree has been cut down, the last fish caught, the last river poisoned, only then will we realize we cannot eat money. Cree Indian proverb, powerful, powerful. That already speaks volumes, and it sets the tone for the entire video. The fact how she beautifully integrated the colors, that teal blue with the red, beautiful contrast, and fitting to what I would think the blue, like water, a big part of earth, fitting to the idea of a rivers being poisoned or earth being more water than it is land. Ooh, and there was a dope wordplay there in the lyrics with sea and land, but we'll talk about that in a second. The red, that red circle to me almost looked like a blood moon or the earth turning red, right? Which is interesting because in one of our other songs, I think with the one where it said it happened quiet, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right, where she talks about falling into a bed of flowers, into a bed of red or of blood, something like this. So she's very poetic, very artsy, and just beautifully painting messages and songs. So to me, I'm thinking something turning red here could be, this is my interpretations and thoughts. You'll let me know in the comments what else I missed or what you think. But when we're talking about not taking care of the world, pollution, rivers being poisoned, trees being cut, to me that implies death. It implies blood, right? When we're chopping down each other, we're chopping down our planet, blood, it's turning to red. So the color play here was profound. Then this plant that she had there that she was singing and dancing in front of looked like a very interesting artsy construct. It looked like some type of black burnt plant, just not alive, not blooming, not green, not luscious, not healthy. But then the whole idea was the seed, right? Her singing from the perspective of the seed, of nature, crying out, trying to break free, needing sunlight, basically exclaiming, I need these things to survive. And the main chorus sending the ultimate message, which is, when our rivers have run dry and all the trees have been cut down, you cannot eat money. Such a powerful reminder. We can get so consumed with money and with industrialization and wealth and products, commerce and consumerism, that we forget that if we don't take care of this planet, there will be nothing left to eat. If we chop the trees down and the rivers are poisoned, there will be nothing left to eat. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe there's a place for capitalism, and I hope I don't lose too many of you guys by saying that. I am not someone that says, oh, let's just take it all and distribute it evenly, right? There's different governmental concepts that in theory sound nice, that when put into practice break down. And that goes for any system, regardless if we're talking socialism, communism, democracy, republic, regardless if we're talking monarchy, etc., etc., etc. Each concept has in and of itself interesting ideologies, but in practice, they crumble at some point. That's why we need each other. That's why we need checks and balances. We need to be able to have a say in how a country is run, and we need to take responsibility. And that's easier said than done, especially in the West. It's easy to fall into a group of going, I'm going to vote, I'm going to make a difference, I'm going to contribute, not only with what I vote for, but also how I live my day-to-day life. And it's also an option to just be like, yeah, what I do doesn't have an impact anyways, right? You have different types of people. Worldviews, many of them have valid points, right? The idea of sharing is a good aspect. The idea of us coming together and sharing, right? Taking care of the needy and the sick and, socialistic, bear with me, I don't want to lose you, aspects from an ideology standpoint have validity. But in practice, they break down because we live in a broken world, right? And so ideas like communism and socialism don't work, right? You start having a select group that now governs a country and says, we're going to take everything, no matter how hard or little you worked, and we're going to give it to everybody else. That has broken down, and we see that in history, where now you have dictators and you have people who will, in their greed, will take that and go, we decide what happens with it. And because of human nature, their ego, their some call it sinful nature, some call it ego, some call it they're just jackbutts. they will pocket what they want and then distribute the rest. It is survival of the fittest at the end of the day. So naturally, you will have those who will play the system, who will end up being rich. And then you have this gap between the rich and the poor. And that is not eliminated through, let's sing Kumbaya and everybody share, right? Socialism and communism and those type of forms of worldview will not fix the problem. It'll increase the gap, as a matter of fact. And the middle class will be eliminated, and it'll be really, really poor people and the really, really rich who know how to play the game and those who don't. When I say capitalism has its place, I'm not saying, oh, money has all the answers. Money is a tool. Money is an illusion, actually, because money is only as valuable as you and I agree it to be. That's why you had barter systems. That's why there was a time where shells were being used as currencies, and then gold. And so it all depends on what people decide is valuable. What is money, right? And we're going deep today. You guys know this is about music and psychology. So if you're new and you're like, what the heck is she talking about? She's all over the place. Welcome. We explore music and psychology and talk about these things in depth. The idea of money, because it comes and goes, and the Federal Reserve can keep printing and printing and printing. The government can tell us that we need more or less, and the more control a certain entity has, i.e. the government or a certain group of people, they will decide the value of it, how much they want to print, how much they want to take out, and the rest of us over here are going, please, I need another dollar, right? Holler at the dollar. And it's like, it's an illusion. What we give value to, that's what becomes valuable, okay? And that's why you have different forms of payment, different forms of currency, and then a select group of people decide on the value. It is a tool. Money is not evil. Having money or being rich is not evil. I feel like a lot of times rich people are condemned by certain people because it's almost like, oh, how dare they have what I don't. Precious. If you want it, go work for it. Now, sure, there's a few people that have been born into it, but that's not their fault either. And then you have a lot of people who work for it. And then you have those who also do corrupt things for it. It's always easy to point and judge the person with the gold bar in their hand as long as we don't have it. As soon as you have it, you're going to start seeing things differently, and you're not just going to want to give it to everyone for free. Then you have, sociological and anthropological aspects like, do we just share everything, right? I have a person that's working really hard. Is it fair for them to get the same cut as the person that just sits down and goes, I'm not going to do nothing. I will get the same cut as you? That doesn't make sense to me either, because a worker is worth his wage. And then you have those who can't, though, who cannot work, who have disabilities or who are weak or who struggle. They cannot just be left to by the sideways to die. And without sounding like I have all the answers, there's all these aspects to worldviews, governmental structures, and the way that we try to operate as a civilization. So when I say capitalism has its place, I mean there is a place for capitalism. There's a place to be able to work a free market where you can say, I will create a product or a service and I will get paid accordingly. I get to decide how much my time is worth. But this song is such a powerful reminder that just as much there's a place for money, because it is not evil, it's what we do with it and our relationship to money. In the same sense, while there's a place for that, there is a place and a need to be reminded that we need to take care of this planet. And that was the whole focus of the song. There's a need to also remember it's not just all about money and status. Those are often our desperate attempts at survival, in my opinion, because we're so terrified of death and of being finite that now we try to grasp for beauty, success, and fame because that's our way of leaving a mark in this fleeting life on Earth. And in that, we can lean towards the other extreme and completely forget that there is a planet to take care of, that seed that doesn't know where to go through dirt and shadow, trying to grow, is reaching light through the struggle. And that's a powerful reminder. Not only is the seed trying to break through the dirt with a struggle, like the seed, I'm chasing the wonder, I unravel myself all in slow motion. In the same way we are, as we're trying to develop ourselves, as we're trying to grow, it is a struggle to break from darkness into light, to break through that soil. It is hard work. You cannot eat money, oh no. And the way that was composed, just that chant and that tribal element, the way she was dancing, her outfit, it was all just so fiery and so fierce. You cannot eat money. When the last tree has fallen and the rivers are poisoned, you cannot eat money. And so even though the focus is often money, I think the bigger idea is not just money, right? Oh, stop chasing money. But also the idea of we can't be chopping down all the trees and poisoning these rivers. We've got to take care of our planet. And even in the bridge, when then it shows snippets in this video clip of nature and lightning and beautiful nature, earth, waterfalls and the earth, and then contrasting it with the streets, the roads, the factories with the smog that they're putting into the atmosphere, just this contrast of this gross, ugly thing we're doing to this planet and the beauty of nature and earth, and singing feed me sunlight, feed me air, in a place where nothing matters, feed me truth and feed me prayer, dancing around a shooting star, and every cell remembers, feed me sunlight, feed me air. This dream of a place where we don't have to deal with those issues, where there's no pain. It's, to me, that from the perspective of this seed and the way she sings this and her voice and the drums that build up the chant. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Even in the second verse, suffocate me so my tears can be rain. I will water the ground where I stand. Almost like we need rain for that plant, that seed to grow, but it's tears. Beautiful, poetic way of personifying the rain. Wow, that's so powerful. And that's hopeful to me too. If we're willing to learn and forgive, it's not too late. And that's what I think is so important. And that's why people that are protesting are also needed, right? Just as much as it's needed for people to remind us, no, money is not the root of all evil. It's the love of money that can get us if it becomes our God and if we're enslaved to it. Just as much as someone who's working hard and wants to be paid for their hard work and wants to build wealth for their family is not evil, in the same sense, we can also not be greedy. Do you see what I'm saying? When you hear me talking about these topics, for those of you who are willing to stick around and listen, I hope you can see that what I like doing is really contrasting both sides. It's not just one or the other. Interesting also that tribal paint she was using, fitting because there was a Creed tribal quote in the beginning of the video. It adds that tribal effect. It complements the red blood, sun, earth covered in blood, however we interpret that. But it also looks like crying tears. So it's tribal. It complements the red in the back of the video. It complements those marks on her body, but it almost looks like crying tears, which is also interesting. Just profound. Before I go into even too much detail, profound, 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 and I think such a necessary reminder, now more than ever, to take care of our planet, be kind to one another, not only to the trees and the rivers, also to each other, right? This is because that's another side of the extremes. You have those people who are like, oh, let's save the planet, and they don't give a crap about people, right? They're more concerned with saving kitties, but not babies. Or vice versa. Like it's both and. It's not just one thing or the other. Real talk, real reactions. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to have respectful comments. I want to have an honest conversation. I'm sure I missed things. There's so many things to add here. But let me know. I'd love to talk about it. I enjoyed this ride. What did you think? Let me know. And as always, like, share, subscribe, and check the links below. Until next time, ayo!